Alright, just in time for the holiday, for Easter, I'm going to make, you know, the little chocolate eggs that you get, the Cadbury cream eggs that you get at the store, that they're charging, goodness, I think $1.50 or something each. Or it's like, I don't know, you get 2 or 3 of them for $2 or $3, I think it is. But anyhow, I'm going to make my own. We're going to make Cadbury cream eggs today. Allow yourself plenty of time to do this because it takes quite a long time to chill everything. Not too many ingredients though. You need, I've used real butter, unsalted here. That's a quarter cup of butter in there. You need a half cup of light corn syrup. You need vanilla. And in that, you're going to use a teaspoon of vanilla. You need a bag of, not semi-sweet, but you need the milk chocolate chips. And I don't know how you say it, it's Ghirardelli. I love their chocolate. So I'm using Ghirardelli milk chocolate chips. You need 1 bag of those. And powdered sugar. You need at least 3 cups of powdered sugar. And I normally don't use food coloring. I'm against all that stuff, but I'm going to do it because last year I made the eggs and they didn't look very, I don't know, very appetizing. I tried to color, I can't remember what I used. I tried to color the yolk part of it with some food product, and it did not work out very well. I think I used lemon or orange peel in water, and it just didn't look right. So I'm going to break down and use food coloring. You can also buy dyes that are made from foods online, but I don't use this stuff that much. So I'm going to cheat today since it's Easter, and I'm eating this with the Karo syrup and with the real food coloring. Normally I'm against all food colorings. So, or you can make an egg without the yolk, but I think it would be kind of fun, and I've got company coming, so I'm sure they're going to look for that yolk in the center. So we're going to get started. I've got a big bowl with a 1/4 cup of butter and 1/2 cup of light corn syrup, and I'm going to add the vanilla, which is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So in goes the 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and I like Simply Organic Madagascar pure vanilla. I just love the stuff. You can get it like at Henry's Marketplace, or you can order it online. I usually order like a year's supply because I bake a lot and use that a lot. So I also make ice cream with that. So I order plenty for a whole year. Okay, next calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to get some sea salt for that. Hold on. So this calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of, I'm using sea salt. We almost entirely use sea salt now. I have coarse grain and fine grain. Next we're going to get an electric mixer out and we're going to beat this until it's all smooth. What I did, my butter was pretty hard from being in the fridge, so I let it set out until it's soft. So I suggest doing that, otherwise you're not going to do very good with this. So next I'll get the mixer. Okay, now what you want to do is get your electric mixer out. I got a 1910. No, it's like actually from probably the 70s. I've been using it my whole life. I got this thing a long time ago. Anyhow, I'm going to use that. And you want to mix it until it's all smooth. So I'm going to show you that in a second. just keep mixing it up. Kind of like when you're making frosting. It's probably going to get harder and harder to mix as we go. Anyhow, I'm going to mix in, that was 1 cup. I'm going to do 2 more cups and I'll show it to you after that. I'm on the last cup, and you want to just keep taking your spoon, the back of your spoon, and smashing it in and then flipping the stuff over till you get it all mixed in. Okay, that's what it looks like. Take it over to the light here so you can see it a little better. That's what it looks like when it's mixed really well. Now they tell you to take a third of this. If you want to be real accurate, you can get a kitchen scale and weigh it, but you want to take a third of that and put it in another bowl, and you're going to make the yolks out of that. So I'm going to show you that in a minute. I got it on my scale. It's on the scale, and it weighs about 16, 17 ounces. So I'm going to go about 5.5 ounces. Probably 5.5 for my yolks. Alright, this stuff gets real thick and gooey by now, so make sure you have clean hands or a rubber spatula or something to clean your spoon off with. You know, get everything off of it and into the bowl. Now, this is going to be your outer part of the egg. This is going to be your yolks. And so you're going to add, it says 2 drops of red food coloring. And 4 drops of yellow. And be careful if you use coloring, because you can really stain the heck out of everything, your clothes and everything. And then we're going to mix this all up. I'll show you this in a minute. I got to do it with 2 hands. Okay, it turned out pretty orange. You may want to leave one of the red drops of food coloring out, but that's fine. So we got our yolk material here, sugar filling, and the outer part. Next, it says to cover the bowls and chill them for, at least 2 hours until firm. So we're going to do that. That's what I mean, you need a whole day to do this. When they become firm, then you're going to roll them these marble sized to make the center, and we're going to wrap that part over here around the centers, and then you chill them for another 4 hours. I was in a hurry one day and threw them in the freezer, so because I wanted to get the chocolate part on it and done, but you can do whatever you want. I'm going to do it like the recipe says this time because I've got plenty of time. So right now we're going to cover these and chill them for 2 hours. Okay, after the filling for the eggs are chilled the 2 hours, get a cookie sheet or something large like that. And it says to grease it, but I just got parchment paper and put it on there. So I have that ready. And I don't have a double boiler, so I improvised. Get one pan that's a little smaller than your other pan. And you can just set it right in there on top of the water. But I was worried about scratching the other pan, so I put a silicone steamer basket in there. And I'm just fitting it, see, right on top of that. I'm going to melt the chocolate chips in that. So that's my improvised double boiler. You can also microwave the chocolate chips, but you have to really watch them when you're microwaving because you can overdo it. So anyhow, that's that. Okay, at this time I've got all these little yolks made up. They're not real even size. There's about 26 or so, I don't know. You can make them bigger or smaller. I'm going to put them either back in the fridge or in the freezer, I think, if I can fit it in the freezer. Okay, I've got the egg yolks in the freezer because they're getting very soft and they're hard to work with. You want them pretty chilled, because otherwise they're going to be melting in your hands. And that's why they're good. They melt in your mouth when you eat them. We'll be back. Okay, since this stuff is so sticky, and I counted out how many yolks I have and tried to evenly make that same amount of the whites on a piece of parchment paper. And if it gets too sticky, get your fingers in some powdered sugar to handle it. And you can use the powdered sugar again when you're making the eggs. I'm going to pop this in the fridge for a little bit, and then I'm going to put the whites over the yolks. I'll be back shortly. I also have some toothpicks or bamboo sticks, something that you can stick into the filling so that you can dip the eggs in the chocolate without getting your fingers into it. And we're just about ready to put these things together. Okay, after that, the white has chilled for a little bit, then kind of flatten them so that it'll be easier to put the yolk into it. And I'm going to go ahead and chill this for a little bit. This is a lot of work, but I only do it once a year at Easter, so it's well worth it. I mean, I'm going to get 26 eggs out of it and figure out what that costs compared to those Cadbury eggs. The most expensive part was the Ghirardelli chocolate chips, and those were hardly anything. I think they were $2 or $2.50 at our store. So way cheaper. And it's kind of fun. It's like working with Play-Doh. So I'm going to chill this. Okay, one at a time, you're going to take your egg yolks out of the freezer. Put them, I'll just plop it down there. Put them on your white. Try to wrap the white up around it, enclosing it. And then with two hands, shape it like an egg and get it back in the freezer. And put a toothpick in it. Like that. Stick a toothpick in it. So I'm going to do this, and we'll be back. Actually, I am finding out that it's better to shape the egg, and I'll show you those. There's mine in the freezer. It's better to shape them and then later put the toothpick in. The toothpick smashes them down because they're soft after you work with them. So let it stay in the freezer for a while till they're firm, then put the toothpicks in. I also found out that halfway through the whites start getting too sticky to work with. So they're going back in the fridge for a while, and then I'll complete the rest of them. Okay, there's all my eggs in the freezer, ready to go. Next, I'll stick toothpicks in them after they get frozen. Okay, these are pretty well set up, so I'm going to get toothpicks in them and start melting my chocolate. Okay, I've got, like I said before, I've got two pans set up like a double boiler. If you have a double boiler, use that. And there's water in here. You don't want to bring it to a boil. You want, according to the Ghirardelli chocolate package, it says just to bring it to a simmer. You don't want to boil it. So I'm going to start melting this chocolate. And I've got parchment over here. I think I'm going to dip them all real quick and then throw them back in the freezer. I've got another tray set up here. That's the tray I had the white part on before. So I'm going to get going with this. The other thing I forgot to say is the original Cadbury eggs were milk chocolate, but I think they have dark chocolate out now. If you want dark chocolate, you can buy the dark chocolate chips. But I bought the milk chocolate. This brand of chocolate is much better than the other ones out there. Nestle or whatever the heck the other ones are. I just love this brand. They make good cocoa powder too. So we're waiting for the chocolate chips to melt. Have a wooden spoon or something to stir it with. And I've got a little paste, like for a barbecue brush, a silicone one. After I'm going to try to double dip the chocolate on these. Put it on once, let it freeze, and then put another layer. And once I take the toothpicks out, if there's big holes, I'm going to take the brush and brush some chocolate over the holes. So I'm trying to make some nice ones for Easter. So I will show you this when this melts. They're starting to melt, and I'm going to use the end of the wooden spoon because I don't want to lose half my chocolate on the spoon. I'm going to keep mushing this together until it's melted. Then I'll hurry up and get the eggs out and get going really quickly to dip them. And I may have to stop in between and put them back in the freezer or something. We'll play it by ear. I bought 2 packages of chocolate, but it calls for 1. 1 should do it. And I've got the heat on very low, and it's not boiling, so it's just, I don't even think it's simmering yet. Oh, almost dropped the stick. Balance that in there for a little bit. And it's getting close. It looks pretty good. Yum. It's hard to not eat it while you're doing it. Turn the heat as low as it will go just to keep this warm but not overdo it. I guess if you get chocolate, I'm not one that makes chocolate that much, but I guess if you get it past a certain point, it kind of ruins the chocolate. If you get it overly hot, it does something to it. Ruins it. Maybe somebody out there that makes chocolate can let me know that. I'm just doing this stuff. I'm not a professional candy maker or anything. Ooh, that looks beautiful. I think we're getting close enough that we can almost dip it. I'm going to wait a couple minutes here. Oh, I got some on my finger. Yum. My flame wants to go out. I think we're just about there. It looks yummy. Okay. I didn't want it so thick that it's going to all blob on one egg, but that looks pretty good. So I think I'm going to stop, get my eggs out, and hurry up and do this. Try to get some of that on the bottom part here. I'm going to just put them back right where they were, I think. Why not? There, I think I'm not, there we go. I'm not getting them down in there enough. That time I did. Maybe I won't have to double dip these. These are going on pretty thick. Trying to pay attention to what I'm doing here, but trying to get the top of these covered a little bit better. I think I'm not showing you everything because I'm messing it up here. These may take more chocolate than what I thought. I'm glad I bought 2 bags. Smells good. Smells yummy. Again, I think I'm going to take that little brush and just go over them and get the spots that didn't get it, because it doesn't get it real good. And I'm trying to hold it a little bit like that, because some of these are really running, the ones I just slapped over there. So hold it for a minute and then put it over there. Again, I think I may have to add more chocolate. It's going on pretty thick. The recipe called for a teaspoon of shortening added to it, but I didn't like that last time. It came out, the chocolate was so soft, it melted all over in your hands and it was a mess. So I'm skipping the shortening this time. Plus I don't really want the shortening in it. Ooh, I almost lost that one. Toothpick's falling out of it. This is fun, though. Like when you were a little kid doing stuff, getting in trouble, you know. Whoop, there goes the toothpick on that one, too. I don't know if I'm going to have enough chocolate. I may have to do more. Actually, I'm going to open another bag of chocolate chips. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 left, and I don't think that's going to do it right here. I'll just finish up what I have, and maybe that's why they tell you to put the shortening, so it thins it out, so that it covers more of these. But I'd rather do it thick like this. If you're like me, you'll like it this way, too. Oh, my eggs are starting to stick. It does not want to come out of there. These are getting softer. See, I'm going to have to quit. Shut my heat off. And I've got about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 of them to go yet. I'm going to pop them back in the freezer. My original recipe calls for adding 2 teaspoons of vegetable shortening to the chocolate, which does cover all the eggs then, but it's a real thin coating, and I didn't like that. So I just added another half a bag of chocolate so far. I'll let you know how much it takes at the end. But it's coating it nice and thick, and that's what I want. Plus the shortening makes the chocolate too soft. Well, there's my egg. I think I'm going to cut the other one open too. See what that one looks like. I had them in the fridge, so they're pretty firm here. Look at those. Yum. Yum, yum. Anyhow, I wrap them in foil and individually and put them into a Tupperware thing in the fridge. Just get them out a little bit ahead of time because they're better warmed up. But we're in California, so they would melt if I leave them out. we've had warm weather. So that's my Cadbury eggs.